Hi and welcome to another video from me, Christopher at DPG. So this is the giveaway winner announcement for the Habitat set from Micro Art Studio. We would have got the extra Habitat set. We didn't reach the target of 300 views on this competition. We almost reached the target of the 1300 subscribers, which is massive, so thank you for that. It was a good incentive to get more views and stuff like that. It's a shame we didn't hit it. It means the winner is only going to win the Habitat set itself. But it doesn't mean that this is going to go to waste. Like I said, I'm a bit disappointed anyway that I was going to give it away. That's the reason why I set the target. It's probably going to be painted up by myself and put on one of our scenery anyway, so I'm not too disappointed that it's not going away. But you know, it doesn't matter. End day, someone is still winning a great prize. Got loads of entries all in my lucky cup. I don't have the army hat that James does. I have an American football helmet, but I don't really think that might be suitable to dig around for all the names and tags that I put in there. So a massive thank you. We had over 19 individual comments on the page, and loads of those subscribed, and a few of those tagged their friend in, or a friend, or someone I know. It could be a neighbour or random person on the street, to be honest. I don't know who they tagged, but they tagged someone in for the extra entries, which is fantastic. Before we get onto the draw, I want to talk about what we're going to be doing next, or what I'm going to be doing next to the channel. We have the tournament that me, James and Riker are going to, or Reichart, are going to on the 12th of August in Ashford. We're one of the sponsors of the tournaments, along with quite a few others. Really looking forward to it. Got a couple of videos I want to do prior to that tournament, and almost adding to what James is doing, sort of the road to tournament. We're hopefully going to be filming on the day as well, which would be brilliant, obviously with permission of our opponents. We don't want to film that it's going to be annoyance or slow the game down and days the tournament first. There is strict time zones, and we want to make sure that, you know, we're not delaying or slowing play it down at all. In fact, I really hate people that slow play down. I'd rather have 5 turns than 3 turns of just really slow. I want to get the best out of a day, and the tournament's set around that as well. It's not a GT. I'd say I've got a semi-competitive list, and I will go through my list and how I want to use it. That will probably probably be released after the tournament, of how I want it to go, and I'll mix it in with how it's gone on the day. Might do a film with just, you know, little snapshots of the games themselves. All 3 of us are going to be taking photos of the games as well. So in total, there's going to be 9 games going on, unless we play each other, which I hope we don't. But it won't be disappointing if we do, because we have so much fun playing against each other anyway. It'd just be nice to play other people, especially in a competitive place. It's about 25-ish competitors, 26, that makes more sense. And there's also reserves as well for people that might drop out on the day, or, you know, be sick or something like that. So it's actually really well organised. I'm really looking forward to be part of it. I know James is, I know Reichart is as well. It's going to be his first tournament, and he's really, really excited just to be involved in gaming. He's come a long way from painting his Imperial Fists. He's going to be taking, for 30k, he's going to be taking his Necrons. And we've got some, I've ordered some really cool dice to match all 3 of our armies as well, which I'll be doing a video on about where I got those dice from, what they look like, and clearly show that they're not weighted, because you do worry about weighted dice. I have been in a Blood Bowl tournament, which was many years ago, and this is a massive confession, and quite a lot of my friends that I used to game with know about this tournament. A couple of them at that tournament. So back in the day, and that's getting on about, we will reveal the competition, but I want to get this story out just because I know people are going to ask questions about loaded die. So back in the day in Blood Bowl, there was quite a few GTs and I used to take part in. And part of Blood Bowl then was you can cheat, completely and utterly cheat. And if you got away with it, you're fine. If you got caught, you lost a turn counter in a sense, and your turn ended. For multiple cheats, they did house rules that multiple turn counters gone, or you sacrifice players. It was loads of weird and quirky stuff. Is what Blood Bowl is. So I took a Snotling army, and I built it all myself. I green stuffed pigs, and then put Snotlings on top riding them. And these had extra movement. These were not rules. They were not a Snotling. They were not in the Snotling roster. These are things that I just purely made up, and people loved it. It was sort of the theme of Blood Bowl. And I think at one stage, I think my highest casualty rate was 42. And if you know Blood Bowl, your roster consisted of 16 players or something like that. So already massively cheating, but people didn't care because the rules that sort of applied to it were like the strength 1. Sorry about that. They were like strength 1, so it took 2 of them to just even get even dice against a goblin, things like this. So it was just really stupid. But I did have what I'd say is Snotling version of loaded die. So I was doing quite well. I was 4th, and I was playing first, and whoever if first beat me, he would have won the tournament. If I drew or lost or drew or won, I would have stayed 4th. Second beat third. So second at that time was first. So the first player needed to win or draw against me, and he would have won the tournament. I mention his name just because I don't really like mentioning not people the spirit of Blood Bowl of the tournament, of what I think the spirit of Blood Bowl players should be. So I won't mention him just out of professional courtesy, if anything, and Blood Bowl sportsmanship. So he smashed me. He was playing Kembury team, so massive lineup of mummies. Absolutely obliterated my line, and really just wanted to. It was quite a fun game. He was just rolling 3 dice everywhere he picks. I was just losing players left, right, and centre, and he just wanted to make sure he killed as many of my players really, and then score 1 touchdown to sort of just prove that he could in the end. So he was doing this very successfully. Got to 2 moves away from touchdown and had to go for it, which in Blood Bowl terms means you have to roll the dice, and on a 1 your guy falls over, but you had a re-roll. So he was good for this. Chances completely in his favour. I had no one in the line of blocking. He could just pre-move. So he had the ball, and I passed him my dice. There you go. You go for it. Rolled it. Went for it. Went for the next. Moved 1 step closer. Rolled the same dice again, and as you rolled it, I called him for cheating. Now he was flummoxed at this stage, didn't know what was going on, and was like, "Why are you calling me cheating?" I was like, "Because that dice is loaded." And he was like, "No, it's not." I was like, "It is." He was like, "Well, prove it." I was like, "It's my dice. I know it's loaded." He was like, "Well, call judge over. This is ridiculous," and really started to kick off. And if you know Blood Bowl, I can see two sides to this. In the day, I was cheating, but in the rules of Blood Bowl, back in that time, it was absolutely fine. Now you might wonder, what am I doing with loaded dice? So my dice wasn't the typical that was weighted. What it was I painted either side of the 1 the same colour as the 1, so it looked like a 3. And poorly done. I will add that it was poorly done with squares rather than circles. Just to emphasise that it is loaded so people could see it quite, and a lot of times in the tournament people called me on it as well, and they found it really funny, and I lost. I think I lost about 5. The house rule, one of the judges said I lose 3 re-roll counters if I get called on it. I'm just like, that's absolutely fine. And so the fact that I gave him my dice, I knew it was loaded, and he kicked off to the extent he flipped the table. So he picked up the table and flipped it, and he was black-holed from that tournament for unsportsmanship behaviour, which is understandable. It was mostly his model still on the field when he flipped it, so bit dumb in that situation, because most of mine were in the casualty bag or my case anyway, because I had loads that were dead or injured or knocked out, and he came second. And second place, who I actually played already and gave a sportsmanship award, won the tournament. Really fun, loved it, and then they stopped allowing loaded dice because the guy obviously massively kicked off online and all sorts. And all I can say is, if it was any other tournament, yes, massively banned. At the moment there's loads of tournaments going around with like the cheaters and the ICT tournaments and stuff like that, people being named and shamed, and they're the tournaments that people should be. Completely agree, and some people have done some really righteous things and stepped out and announced, you know, what they've done or done mistakes. You know, we've all picked up that extra hit by mistake, you know, as you're getting in the game, and I completely don't think that's cheating, but when it's purposely done, then that's what it is, and that is a hard line. In a Blood Bowl tournament, in my case, because I'm a bit defending myself, the rules were you're allowed to cheat. It was in the main rule book, the tournament said it as well, and judges and people understood it, and you had a laugh. And it was fact is, if someone called you, you couldn't lie and say no, I'm not cheating. You had to completely admit it and have a laugh with it and accept the consequences. And everyone did, absolutely everyone did at this tournament. But the one player that was there purely to win didn't, because he cheated. He used a loaded dice, right, arguably so, my loaded dice, but he used a loaded dice. A lot of people will question, why did he use my dice? I think he just got into, you know, saw a dice there, grabbed it, rolled it, you know, so, oh well. So the argument is, was I in the wrong, even though the rules allow it, or was he in the wrong for flipping the table? I think more on him than me. I'll let you be the judge of it, see what you really think. But the reason why you're all clicking on this video is for the winner announcement. So and for the micro art habitat set is IDC. That's Mr. Beer. You, Mr. Beer, it is on your way. I'll send you a message. I know you've been looking at videos anyway. I'll send you a message via Facebook, just saying you won a tournament. I know you've got a Slash army on the go. If that's still the case, please confirm that, because I might have some chosen Sineshi Lord heads that might fit some of your Marines. Let us know. But well done, Mr. Beer. You are the winner. And a fantastic channel. If you haven't subscribed to him already, Nick Beer does great work for the Necrons and for the Warhammer community. So actually really nice. For the others, for the people that didn't win, commiserations. Make sure you check out our next monthly competition. That will be, quick look at my calendar, roughly about 3 weeks time. We'll be on the 25th, is the last weekend of the month. It'll either be me or James, we haven't decided yet. We'll have a get together and see what needs to be there. We don't know if we're going to run it for another, like a week competition like we've been doing, or we do it like open for a whole month and people can enter in that month period, just to make sure that, you know, as many of you people get an opportunity to enter. We know, I think our recent feedback is over the week, it's a bit short notice for people and they don't always get time to view and share things and, you know, abide by all the rules. So, you know, it's one of those things. But for everyone else, thank you, support. Beer, you got some lovely bit of terrain in it coming your way. It'd be interesting to know if you're going to Necron it up or we're going to help with your new armies. Apart from that, wherever you guys are in the world, make it a good one and happy hobbying.